The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
How could they shut down my show? That's not right. Why would they do that? I wasn't doing anything wrong. Why?
Well, good evening. So you've come to talk to your boy Twitch once again. It was a busy week in the city of Chicago. It seems this coterie managed to finally get a visit with One-Eyed K. Interesting chap, though he doesn't seem very stable. Almost makes me think he might have been one of my clan, but we know better than that now, don't we? Also, it seems there was a bit of an abduction in this coterie's domain. Somebody got snatched right off the street in front of their steakhouse. Miss Delilah's bodyguards? Somebody's made a power move in the city. Seems to be taking one of the pieces off the board. I even got an odd rumor that this coterie took a trip through Chinatown. Now, I wouldn't advise that. Very nasty what lives there. Very unpleasant. It's not very amenable to our kind. But they seem to have made it out okay. So I guess they didn't do anything that upset it. Finally, it seems little Miss Destiny was seen heading to the tent city in somewhat of an angry state. Had a talk with Wineka, that little snitch. Now, I'm not 100% positive what they talked about, but I do know she left a lot more upset than she entered. His tent city was a bit in an uproar the whole night. I wonder what he's been up to, especially considering that little visit from Jackie and Lamar the previous week. Things are getting busy in the city. Wonder what shenanigans are going to happen tonight. I guess we'll find out. It's your boy Twitch. We'll talk next week.
And it's just not right. It's not right. They shouldn't replace the other side.
Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Relyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I am playing Jacqueline Durand, known as Jackie to her friends of Clan Ventrue.
I'm Gavin, and I play Lamar Cade of Clan La Sombra, a.k.a. Counselor of Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would.
I'm Mandy, also known as the Lifesaver. I play Destiny Star Jones. I'm the pretty Nos.
And I am Mr. Plunderloot. I am Jonathan Berkeley, Clan Premier.
And tonight we have a special guest, and I will let the special guest introduce herself.
I am Raven, and I play Abigail Raw, childer of Jacqueline Durand, Clan Ventrue.
And in this last episode, there was some rather startling revelations, one of which I think needs to be addressed right now on screen. There we go. I think that properly addresses one of the big revelations that came out. And this coterie got to watch a snatch and grab, which was interesting to see, especially their lack of a response to it. They had a meeting with One-Eyed K, and Jackie figured out that's loading. Destiny took a trip to Tent City and found out something I don't think she was ready for, though she wanted to know it. We'll say that. And of course, you took a trip through Chinatown, and Eleanor has her own little secret. But of course, as you can see, Eleanor can't make it tonight. And Roscoe, of course, can't make it either, but he may be here at break. We're going to see how the story goes, won't we? But first, Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factory, and decay. But for those of us who know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. Tonight, we'll tell their story. So, to set the scene for tonight, it's now Friday. It's 2 days after the last episode. It's club night. And the reason we have to go to Friday, of course, is there's a prearranged date this night between Le Marquet and Miss Kathy with a K. So, it's early in the evening right now. The club hasn't opened yet. Let's see who's already at the club and who's still got to arrive. I believe Jackie and Abigail are riding over together. Okay. Lamar, what is your plans for club arrival?
Lamar is going to get up for the evening, get ready, but he's going to make a stop on the way to the club and get a single long-stemmed red rose.
That's very good. Very smooth. Destiny?
Damn it, Lamar, that is not a good idea. I don't know what Destiny's doing, because Destiny is a little shook by what she just heard. Destiny is already at the club.
Okay. You're there
she's
before
sequestered herself the last couple of nights, and now she's just kind of sticking herself in the VIP section at the back of a booth, waiting for everybody to arrive.
Okay. And then Jonathan, are you there as the club before it opens to make sure it's ready to open?
Yes, I'd be there before opening.
Okay. Anything you're doing in particular before opening?
I'm just going over security with Mr. Green, making sure everything's secure.
Okay. And checking your security footage. You haven't seen anything suspicious yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with Jackie and Abigail as they're riding over to the club, since they have a car ride over. And I turn the scene to Jackie and Abigail.
Just before Jackie got in the car with Abigail, she actually placed a call to the sheriff to request a meeting at his earliest convenience.
You called the number you've been given?
Mm-hmm.
Damien, baby course, what you got?
Hey, Damien, it's Jacqueline Durand.
Oh.
How are you?
Busy, but, I mean...
Same. Like to meet with you at your earliest convenience. I have something important I need to discuss with you.
Sure. I'll be by. We can talk about those contracts as soon as I get a chance.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. And he hangs up.
And then I get in the car with Abigail.
Etienne's like, going to the club?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. And he puts up the privacy divider, leaving Jackie and Abigail for the ride.
Abigail, how have you been?
Been good, Jackie. How are you doing? I know last time I was a little concerned about you, so.
I'm fine. There's been a lot of work. The domain has taken a lot of work to get it as secure as it is right now. So, been busy. But how have things going on your end? I saw you with Luke and Alexa when we were last together.
Yeah, they're interesting, but it's good to have friends in interesting places in the city, I suppose you could say.
Absolutely. I'm so proud of you. You are networking like a pro.
Thank you. It's not always fun though, I will say, because of course with this, I don't know, werewolves, I know that's really had Alexa in a I don't want to say she's in a bad mood, but she hasn't really been the same. I don't know. I know at the Elysia event, I sorry I didn't come over and say hi, but
it's okay.
I mean, Alexa had me kind of off. She was, I was with the Luke and she came storming in and she was like, I got to be somewhere. You got to be there. So I was like, oh, okay. So it was one of those, I don't think I had too much of a choice, but it's okay. Though she did have some interesting accessories besides the whip, which was a great touch. I
saw that. That's fucking hot.
Yeah. She's let's just say it has more uses than just on the werewolves.
Oh. Oh, you will have to give me details.
Yeah. Later, of course. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. She's been different since then, since that night. But
what happened? Do you know?
I think she had to do something to someone in the wider domain of Chicago, because she showed up a couple nights after, the big reveal and the whip and the wolf pelt and everything. And
yeah,
she was wearing some earrings and she was very proud of them, but the earrings were teeth. And I don't know, she was pissed. She was proud about the earrings, but she was really pissed. And I don't know.
Did she mention Sylvia?
No, she didn't say anything about anybody named Sylvia. She mentioned an Olivia, Meyer, I think it was. I don't know, but she did say though that she was looking forward to finding this Olivia and creating another pair of earrings. So that was kind of a like a oh boy.
Yeah.
So she told me keep my ears out for this Olivia, but I haven't really heard anything. I wasn't. No offense, but to Alexa, I'd love to help her, but I also don't want to put myself in the way of that train.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that's very wise of you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what this person did. I just know that Alexa's looking for her, and I mean.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
Anything else juicy come out of your liaisons?
I mean, I'm expanding. I know you've hired some of my my rescues, which has been, thank you. They're
magnificent.
Such wonder.
Truly.
Well, I'm glad they're working out for you guys. They've had a hard run of things, and so I'm glad that they can have some good in their nights.
Yeah.
Or days. Sorry, that's
it's fine.
But I've been trying to place some in some other industries. I'm trying to work with Okay, so the last time we really spoke, I brought you that information from
Melina.
And I was at an art exhibit with Luke, and someone made a really interesting comment about Melina, and they dropped the name of Alan Sovereign as being attached to Melina. And they kind of looked like they shouldn't have said it, because once they said it, they were kind of like, they had that look of, oh no. And they left the exhibit shortly after that.
Interesting. Did they mention how she's connected?
It sounded very paternal, but they didn't specifically say that he was her sire.
Oh, Abigail, that is gold. That is gold. Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, Jackie. I mean, you've done so much for me, and so I'm so happy to be able to.
Oh, that is gold. Do let me know if you need anything, darling. Now, anything else?
I will say the last kind of troubling thing that's happened. It's so unfortunate because it was so much fun. We were having fun, and then it's been really troubling lately, and that sucks. But that's just what happens, I guess. That's politics, as they say.
Of course, always.
Luke did mention that he's been looking for missing neonates, and I don't know what he's talking about. He didn't really alliterate. He just said, "Have you heard anything?" And I said, "No, but considering I'm dealing mostly with trafficked humans,
right.
It didn't make a lot of sense." I don't know. Most of my news is, of course, still in the realm of the living. So it was confusing, but he kind of brushed it off after he mentioned it when I didn't know what he was talking about. So
I might have to speak with my art dealer.
I'm sure he would be happy to see you again.
Oh, I'm sure he would too.
Ma'am,
Interesting.
we're getting close to the club.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Etienne.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
And you pull up at the club now. You get there right as it's about to open, but you don't have to worry about waiting for it to open. Jonathan, you've been checking the security, making sure everything's ready. It's a Friday night. You know it's going to be busy. You've walked the club. The bar's set up. I imagine Lamar also gets there right before it opens so that he can keep an eye on what Lamar does. Gets a bit protective in these kind of events. And Destiny, are you in the conference room or are you actually at the booth waiting for it to open?
I'm sitting at a booth in the confessional VIP area.
Okay, so Etienne parks in the garage. That's, of course, for the owners and major employee, for the coterie only, we'll put it that way. And leaves the vehicle parked in there. And, ma'am, I'll be at the vehicle if you need me.
Okay, thank you.
And you step
Come,
into
Abigail. I'll take you to our private entrance. You are welcome.
Ah, awesome. I see now. I feel like the VIP tonight.
I know.
And you step into a club about 5 minutes before opening. And Lamar's making the rounds. Jonathan's making the rounds. You don't see Destiny when you first come in, but once you get to the VIP section, you do. And I'll let the coterie speak about anything they wish to speak of before the club opens and it gets a little bit too busy to have any kind of privacy. And you do see Lamar has got a rose with him tonight.
Expecting someone, Lamar?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Interesting. Okay. Well, you've met Abigail before. She was at the Succubus Club when we were there.
Nice to see you again, Abigail.
Nice to meet you again, Lamar.
At the club
No,
that
she
night.
was not.
No?
Destiny has not met her.
I will bring her over. But yeah. Are we good to go for Sunday, Lamar?
We're good to go.
Good. Get with Etienne after closing. He has your suit.
Excellent. I will do just that.
Okay. And I will take Abigail over to Destiny to introduce her.
And Destiny has a a very forlorn and sad look on her face still because she's playing her role to the fullest. That's what she does. And I turn it to the players.
Destiny, darling, and Jackie will reach out and touch her hand.
Oh, Jackie, hi.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm concerned about you, of course.
Yeah,
Like for
I
you,
appreciate your concern.
like for you to meet my child, Abigail Roll.
Oh,
Abigail, this is Destiny Jones.
Destiny will stand up and scoot herself out of the booth to greet Abigail properly. So nice to meet you, Abigail.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too. Destiny, may I call you Destiny, or would you prefer formalities? Sorry.
No, you can call me Destiny. That's fine.
Okay. Abigail will extend her hand for a handshake, though.
And Destiny will grab the handshake and shake it firmly.
I hope my sire hasn't been causing you too much trouble.
Oh, I think
Abigail.
I'm sorry. I'm joking. I have to tease her a little bit. So
we butted heads at first, but I think we've come to some sort of agreement and understanding.
that's
Right.
good.
We have. Do you need anything, Destiny?
No, I think it'll be good to be surrounded by people.
Indeed.
And
And I'm going to take Abigail around the tour.
And as
'Cause
you're
she
giving
might
her the
even
tour-
recognize some of the faces of the staff that are working.
the door opens, and in starts the massive Kine. And first hour, it's a lot of time spent circulating Destiny at her booth, and Lamar up top, watching and doing what Lamar does. You do a little bit of circulating the crowd just to keep an eye out for trouble, because that's what you do. And Jonathan's running around like a madman trying to make sure the bars are all completely stocked at all times and everyone is being pleased, and that Jackie and Abigail get the full tour. And it's at this point the coins go warm in Destiny, Jonathan's, and Lamar's pockets.
Lamar will look towards the entrance, see if he can, see if it's Kathy arriving or if it's someone else.
It's someone else. Sierra has showed up. Now, for Jackie, Abigail, and Jonathan, you've seen Lamar speak with this individual.
You didn't say it warmed up in Jackie's pocket.
I said, sorry, all four of y'all. It warmed up in everyone who has one. Now, you've seen Sierra briefly. You saw Lamar speak with her very quickly at the Succubus Club one night when Abigail was there. So, Abigail, you've also seen him speak with this individual, but everyone knows who she is. She is the head of the delegation of the La Sombra that were sent here to negotiate. While you haven't spoken with her, you do know who she is. And she comes in and notices Lamar right away.
Lamar is going to go down to head down and meet her wherever she is.
And she finds you. As you're coming to her, she comes over and kind of gives you a hug and a kiss on each cheek and just kind of whispers to you, do I announce myself to you? I don't know how they do these things.
This is good, but I'll take you around to meet the rest of my coterie.
It's good to see you, Lamar. It's been so long. As she backs up where she's not whispering. I know our
Great to
schedules
see
don't
you.
match.
Glad you could find your way down here. Let me introduce you to some of my friends. I hope you enjoy the place.
I wanted to see what's been occupying your time because, you know, there's so many things on our days that we just don't get to get out much. And if I had one more night of stuffed shirts talking.
Yo, you're doing the big money job. I do not envy you one bit.
You won't believe what some people want. Just because I own multinational hotel chain. They think that means I owe them something, and that's not how this works.
No, but they'll try to convince you that it is. Come on, let me bring you around, and I'll take her to see Jackie.
Okay, and I'm going to share her photo for everyone to see so that you can see who she is. And if you're watching this on the stream, of course, it will be shared in our Discord. There we go. I have shared her image. She's obviously Asian heritage. Tonight, she is wearing that collar that you see. It's a more of a choker, but it's a very wide choker with, you assume, real gems. And she's actually a rather beautiful woman. But you've not had a chance to talk with her, but there's a slight coldness in her eyes that doesn't match her warm smiles as she's circulating the club. And as Lamar brings her over, you would be Jackie or Jacqueline. I've heard both called.
My close acquaintances call me Jackie. Jacqueline Durand. Miss Van Buris, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Why, it's nice to meet you, Jacqueline.
This is Abigail Raw.
I've seen you before.
I believe you've probably seen me at the Succubus Club.
I've seen you there. I believe I saw you at one of Luke's art. I don't know what he called galas. I saw one of his presentations not too long ago.
Yes, I have. I try to attend at least one a week, so it's very possible you've seen me there too. So.
No, I try to avoid them, but there's certain individuals I have to meet with sometimes, and unfortunately, that's where they like to hang out. So, nice club you have here.
Thank you so much.
I
hope you enjoy your evening here.
Well, I will, I hope. I just wanted to come by and see what's keeping my friend here, Lamar, so busy lately because, you know, I've heard disturbing things in the city, and
indeed,
I like to check in on once in a while since he is kind of like a kid brother to me in some ways.
Oh, that's so nice.
Well, and you see the hardness come back to her eyes. It can be at times.
I'm sure. Sibling relationships can sometimes be complicated.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a little easier when they're adoptive, I guess.
True. Choosing your family is usually easier.
Yes, I would agree. But I do like the place. It's
good.
Rather nice that it's popped up so quickly. But it seems like a more friendly place than some of the alternatives in town.
That is the goal.
With a lot less troublesome clientele or ownership.
Again, that is the goal.
I do that whole all-inclusive thing that's all the rage these days.
Well, have you been to Red Number 5 yet?
No, I have not.
No.
I know they say it's a tourist trap, but it's actually pretty interesting to go there once in a while to see what the tourists are doing.
Mm.
But I will say it's not as all-inclusive as this.
I have heard rumors.
Still not as bad as a Blue Velvet, but that one's rather extremely exclusive. Well,
do enjoy yourself.
I will. Would you like to finish taking me to meet the rest of your friends, Lamar?
Absolutely. And he will go ahead and guide her over to Jonathan next.
Okay. And she comes over. You I've seen as well. Jonathan Berkeley, right?
A pleasure.
I've seen you at the Succubus
Does she
Club.
extend her hand?
She does. Just sticks her
I will
hands
take
out.
her hand and I will kiss her hand.
And yeah, it's dead cold.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen you as well. I've seen you at the Succubus Club. I've heard that this is you are the primary owner Well,
Oh.
sorry, I've heard that a company owns this, but you seem to be running the company behind the scenes.
Yes, but this is Coteries.
Well, it's always nice to see, someone sharing. My friends aren't known for that, unfortunately.
I see it as a way to work together, so to speak.
I do wish to, at some point, pick your mind. Or perhaps, I believe the name was Roscoe. About something very interesting I noticed as I came in. Well, not tonight, of course. This isn't the place. But something very odd I saw as I came in. More felt, but I'm sure we can find a time to talk. When we have time.
I'm sure we can.
When we have time.
Of course.
And I know that there's 3 others, right, Lamar?
There are, but I'm going to take you to one more because the others, they're running a little late tonight. So we'll hold off on the rest of those introductions until next time. But
and as
let's
you're
go meet
walking,
Destiny.
She leans over and just whispers in your ear that, that ward is very strange as she came in the room.
You had to tell him you knew about the ward. You had to tell the truth.
Come on. I'm kept around for a reason. I'm in charge of the delegation for specific reasons.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And those stuffed shirts hate when you bring up that their secrets? Come on.
Yeah, I do know that too.
Well, who's next?
Destiny is right over here.
Oh.
And can you go a little easy on her? She's having a rough time.
I've heard. And she actually, this lady comes over. You would be Miss Jones.
Yes, good evening.
You can call me Sierra. I'm sorry, I've heard what happened, and you have my condolences. It's very difficult to lose someone important to you.
She disappeared once. She'll come back again, right?
We can hope. But given what happened to her friends, I'm not sure. But I do offer sincere condolences.
And I offer sincere thanks.
Destiny, Miss Van Buren is my clanmate and also the head of the La Sombra delegation here in Chicago. She's just checking out the club and meeting everybody. Thought I'd bring her around just to get to know everybody very quickly since we like it when people introduce themselves. So didn't want to take up your evening.
There are formalities, of course, now that we're one big happy family that we have to follow. And I would be very remiss in my duties if I did not follow them. I've been told that we have to make sure we follow them, so. But the condolences have nothing to do with that. That is sincere. I don't know what I would do if I lost my father. Or mother, in your case. Again.
Yeah, I'm a little adrift now, it seems. Thank you. And it is very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too. And maybe we'll run into each other at some point. Get some drinks and, talk about lost family figures.
I have many.
It's funny, so do I. I suspect ours might have been lost the same way at various points. You have a good evening, Destiny.
You as well, Sierra.
And as she walks off with Lamar, she goes, he sent me to check on you, right?
Somehow I thought that's what was going to happen.
How far away did she get before she said that? And how
Let's
loud
see.
is the club at this point?
The club is just opening. It's about an hour in, but let me see. I will actually let you roll. Wits. No, not wits. Composure and awareness. And I'm going to roll for her. Let's see if she can keep it from you. Sneaky little girl, aren't you? Not little anymore. I guess you can't call Destiny little, can you? Let's see here. Damn, you caught it.
Okay.
But you can't catch any more of other than his little
'Cause they're
response,
walking
and then
away.
they pulled too far away after he said that he figured it'd be checked. He's heard what happened, the first casualty.
Well, it's Chicago. These things happen.
He told me to tell you that he remembers her name, and sometime next week you should come talk to him.
Oh, well, ain't that about a bitch?
I don't think he's displeased. I think he's more curious, but you should talk with him.
I'll definitely look into that. Can I get you a drink or anything?
Oh, no. I'm going to circulate, maybe dance a little bit. I'm here. I might as well enjoy myself. It's actually a really nice place. And they really do keep me too busy to have much fun anymore.
Well, then I want you to have a good time, and I'll be around should you need anything.
Well, I'll be around. See you later, Lamar.
Have a good night, Sierra.
And she heads out, and you see her head to the dance floor. Now, while Lamar's doing this, Jackie and Abigail, what are you doing?
I have basically walked Abigail around and let her loose to do what she would like to do at this point. If she would like to network with different kindred that may be up in the VIP, she can do so. If she would like to dance and enjoy herself, she can do so.
So far, the only one that you've noticed, and your coin's only getting warm once, which was Sierra, but it's also only an hour into opening. So generally, that would put it, let's see, it's still winter time. It's probably 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30 right now.
Okay. It'll pick up soon.
Oh, yes. 11's when it starts.
Yeah, at this point, Jackie has gone to the bar and gotten drinks for both of them. And they are probably sitting at a booth on the main floor at this time, because there's no one really up in VIP outside of Coterie, kind of people watching and just chit-chatting.
And you're people watching, and you see as it gets later, more and more filing in. Now, Lamar, after leaving Sierra, what do you do?
He will return to his place up on the balcony and keep an eye out for any other new visitors, be they kindred or
any of interest.
Yeah, or any of interest, and just make sure, the humans aren't starting any trouble.
Okay. And Jonathan, what are you doing?
I'm just making sure everything's going smoothly at all the bars.
Okay.
Just kind of making a circle around the club.
And 11 o'clock, then you start to see the influx increases. The club is starting to get more and more packed. And everyone, once again, your coins grow warm in your pocket. And I'm sure Destiny, who can't see the doors from where she's sitting.
Jackie can.
What? I know Jackie can, but does Destiny shift to where she can watch the doors, or is she just going to stay in her booth?
Is there anyone in the VIP section at this point other than
one or two? It's not many, but there's one or two.
She's gonna stay where she is.
Okay.
She is going to be having awe turned on so that if anyone sees her, they're gonna want to come talk to her.
Okay. And
I'm going to start attracting all the kind.
Okay. And about 11:15, is when that coin grew warm, and suddenly Jackie and Lamar and Jonathan and Abigail. Abigail, you recognize this individual because you go to the Succubus Club and have been there a few times. Kathy comes in wearing tight dress. Actually, it looks more like skin than dress. With a black scarf that's wrapped like 3 times around her neck and hangs down the back. And she comes wandering in the club, or I should say, not strutting, but there's a walk to her.
Is she switching?
Yeah, a bit, yes.
That whore.
She comes in as a woman that knows what effect she has on those who see her in this dress and is using it to her advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when she comes in, she sees Lamar almost immediately and begins heading straight up to the VIP.
And as she makes her way up, he simply adjusts the lapels of his shirt. Maximum effort. And he will turn and wait for her to arrive.
Okay, now what is the rest of the coda you're doing? Because you all notice, except Destiny, that Kathy came up. You'll notice Destiny, you'll notice in 1 minute.
Jackie is going to excuse herself. Abigail, excuse me for just a moment.
Of course, Jackie. I was going to say here comes trouble, but
Trust me, I saw.
Lamar's going to look around.
I know all the tricks, and hers are juvenile.
Lamar's going to look around really quick and just see, is Roscoe anywhere around? Has Roscoe entered the...
Nope, Roscoe has not made it tonight. You don't know what he's up to, but he's definitely not here at opening tonight.
Good.
Jackie's going to give Kathy just a moment to get up to VIP, and then she's going to make her way up.
Okay. And when Kathy reaches the VIP, Destiny, you see her. There's no missing her. And of course, a smile is on her face when she sees Lamar. And there's a bit of a twinkle in her eye as she comes over. I'm slightly early, but I guess I couldn't wait. Hello, Lamar.
Good evening, Kathy. How are you?
I'm doing great. And she actually leans in and gives you a kiss on both cheeks.
He notes to himself that must be a thing. It must be
Except the kiss on the second cheek might have had a little bit of a lick to it at the same time.
He really hopes Roscoe isn't going to show up like right now because he expects the ball busting to start right about then.
Is that for me?
It is.
And she takes it and holds it a minute. And she snaps the part of the stem off and just tucks it in the top of her dress. It's kind of amazing. I didn't expect to see you here. Fancy running into you in this place.
What can I say? I like to be around. I'm a people guy.
She her hand comes over and just caresses your arm. You definitely seem that. And Jackie, that's about the time you come up. Destiny, you're watching this whole exchange.
And as I come up, I start to walk past them, and I give a glance to Destiny.
Destiny will, she'll scooch herself up out of the booth. And she'll walk over to Kathy with a K and Lamar.
And as you're approaching, you've got on. You draw some eyes. At least 4 different guys. Hey. You want to dance? Can I get you a drink? Can I get you anything?
Later, stud.
I mean, I can get you one now and get you another later. How about that?
Sounds good. Get me 2.
What do you want? I'll get it.
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic? First guy takes off. The other 3 see him and they kind of get this downhearted look. They get this kind of crestfallen that he got your attention first because they were on their way. But Lamar, you definitely feel that Destiny's using her supernatural or lure, because Kindred can kind of sense when somebody's tugging at that. And Kathy gets this grin as she eyeballs Destiny. And she actually looks at you, Lamar, and Kathy winks at you and just whispers, challenge.
Wait a second. Let's slow this train down.
And at that moment, I turn on my heel, put a hand on Lamar's shoulder, and say, Mr. Cade, may I speak to you privately for a moment?
Now, Mr. Rond, you know it's rude to steal a date from the woman
I'm
he's
sorry.
with.
I thought you belonged to Nero.
I don't belong to anybody. I would think you would know that. You would understand that. But
Oh, I do, but does he know that?
A date, Kathy? What do you... Lamar? What do you mean?
actually, go ahead, Lamar. I will speak privately with Destiny for a few minutes.
Hey, just remember, we're all friends here.
Oh, of
I'll
course
be right
we are.
back.
Of course we are.
And he's gonna go with Jackie.
Okay. I will let Jackie and Lamar speak first.
I'm going to take him over to the bar that's on the VIP level and lean in very conspiratorially. You know she's trouble.
Yes, I do. And I'm waiting for Nero to come traipsing in here. Since people come looking for me and whatnot, I'm waiting for him to come on in here and say what he needs to say so we can get that understanding between us, he and I. But
You understand the move she's pulling on you.
you know what? Actually, I'm not quite sure where all this is going. I figure she's gonna
Oh,
have her few minutes of fun, and then she's gonna go about her way, and
honey.
that'll be the end of it.
She is playing coy. She is playing hot and cold. She is playing the basic juvenile manipulation game that all little trollop toreadors do of tease you, withdraw, tease you again, withdraw, and then lure you to trap you. And then once they trap you, they pretty much break you and then toss you aside as soon as they're bored.
Well, given that we're working so much, she keeps coming looking for me. I don't go hunting her down every time I've run into her.
You're her new obsession, dear.
So is this a Toreador thing?
Yes.
Or is it?
She likes them dangerous, and you give off that vibe. And I'd guarantee you that she's probably trying to set you up to pitch you against Nero to see who will fight for her. Because that would give her endless entertainment.
Oh, well, once we get to that point, I am out of that game.
You think?
Well, maybe I'll just put on some more "Ode to Fuck Off" and we'll
And
move
really,
on with
Lamar,
our
if you
evenings.
want a piece of ass, I could probably get you 5 within the hour.
I wholeheartedly believe you on that. That's the thing. I'm not looking for that.
If you want Kindred, I can probably get you that too. Just give me about a day or two.
Now, see, that I was told that's illegal, and I do not do that sort of thing. I am an upstanding member of this society, and I will not be tempted, Mr. Ron. I will not be tempted.
Oh, you can't blame a woman for trying.
I mean, unless you're offering. No, really,
Lamar,
really.
you really couldn't handle it. But
If you're scared, say you're scared. That's all you gotta do. But no, really, thank you. I'm trying to ease and gracefully ease out of this and wait till she gets bored and she'll find something else to do.
as long as you are polite with her, she's going to keep trying to string you along. You need to shut her down.
It's like that.
But it's your choice. I've given you fair warning, and I've now instructed you on the games that Toreador like to play.
Thank you. I'm going to keep that in mind now going forward.
You
Now
do
that I
what you need to
understand-
do.
All right.
And Kathy, with you, Destiny. She leans in. Sorry to hear about Delilah.
I was here to try to forget.
Well, I have to offer my sympathies. But let's cut to the chase. What is your interest in Lamar?
Lamar is mine.
You know, you can say that, but he's only yours if you keep him.
You trying to take him? I thought we were friends.
Well, all's fair in love and war, don't you know?
Oh, but we're at war with the lupine right now, not with each other.
Well, we're always at war with each other on one way or another. Come on now. I mean, if you want to make a game of it, we can make a game of it.
I don't want to make a game. I'm not really fond of playing games, especially not right now.
Then, my dear, I guess you're at a disadvantage.
I guess so.
You can tell your friend Jackie as well. I'll take him from her, too.
You're not taking him anywhere.
We'll see, my dear. We'll see. We're still friends, though. Trust me. I still consider you a friend. But I need a little more excitement, you might say.
Yeah, a little bit more excitement than Nero.
Yes.
What if I decided I wanted to play with Nero? How would you feel then?
I'd like you to try. He's become cold since he woke up. Not the same as he was when he went to sleep. You'll find he doesn't respond to that anymore.
If you're looking for something warm,
Well, none of us are warm, my dear. If all I wanted was warm, I could have got that when I came in. I like things risky.
You risk too much, you'll get banned from every establishment in this domain. Especially the jazz bar.
Well, you can play that game, and I can play mine.
I've already told you I don't want to play games. I'm not really fond of playing games.
It's a good challenge. I think this is going to be enjoyable. It's been a while. And she leans in and just whispers to you, let the games begin, shall we? And you see her lean back and she adjusts the rose a little bit that's stuck in her bosom at this point. And just turns away from you. And starts heading back towards Lamar.
Has anyone brought me a drink yet?
Oh, yes. Immediately after she walked off, because the guy was a bit intimidated by the two of you. As soon as she walks off, that blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy is right back. With 2 gin and tonics, one in each hand.
I'll take one of them.
Okay.
And I'll grab the guy's face. Not like grabbing, but like gently placing. Go give the other one to the girl who just walked away. She was thirsty too.
Okay, I guess. Sure. And Lamar, she starts walking up. Now, did you walk away from Jackie, or are you still standing with Jackie when Kathy comes up?
They're still down at the bar. No, he had not walked away yet. He's organizing his thoughts real quick so he can deal with this.
Kathy slips right up to you and runs just one nail along the back of your neck.
A moment, Kathy. It is very rude to interrupt a discussion.
Well, you had your time with him.
Excuse me.
He is my date for the evening.
Understand I can call this date off like that.
Well, he can call it back on like that. Or am I misunderstanding the relationships here?
Ladies, Jackie, thank you. You got this.
You're good. And Jackie will take her drink and walk off.
And as you're standing there, Lamar, with Kathy's fingernails still lightly scraping the back of your neck, just very, very light, you see the blonde-haired, blue-eyed that you'd seen talking to Destiny briefly, come up with a drink in his hand and offer it to Kathy. And she looks at him and just grins. But the grin she gets is more feral than polite. I suggest you take that drink and leave with it. That girl is going to get you in trouble. And I tell you what, when you're old enough to get off your mother's tit, you can come talk to me. Otherwise, stick with her. And the guy gets this shocked look on his face. He can't believe he was just talked to that way. And he eyeballs Destiny and looks at Kathy, looks at you, and then he realizes you're there. And the obvious predator in you scurries him off rather quickly.
Kathy, was that necessary?
Well,
what is going on here? I've got to ask, because we were talking, and then now I'm getting this vibe right now that I'm not sure I like, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Your friend has claimed ownership. And as I've said, I'm not owned, and I assume you're not owned. Your little Toreador friend has claimed ownership of you. And I'm pretty sure that you're your own man and can choose your own people.
Yeah, I definitely can choose my own friends. And I have chosen my own friends because they're all in this building.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted you to come on by so we could, talk, have a good time, enjoy ourselves. And I want that to stay the same, but let's not insult the people around here. We're playing nice. Let's play nice.
You know what?
You can do that, right?
As you wish. And she actually bows a slight bit, giving you a clear view right down in her cleavage. Anything you say, Lamar.
So before we get any further with this, I do need to figure out something here. What is going on with you and Nero? Because last I heard, he was looking for me like the tax man in April, and I don't pay taxes.
He's curious about you. That's all. And you can rest assured that he is well past, shall we say, human frailties such as jealousy, or kindness, compassion, or affection.
Oh, it's like that. So should I be worried about him coming here and starting something because he's just out of fucks?
No, I wouldn't worry about that. I don't think the thought would occur to him. He's become confused about those emotions, as I'm sure you've heard others of, let's just say, a more feral type do eventually. Or old.
And that's a problem, because if for some reason he decides that you're not allowed to come out and play anymore, I know you don't belong to anybody, but convincing him of that would be a lot harder.
Okay, now I'm going to pause this right here a second. Jackie, where are you? And where's Destiny? And where's Jonathan? And where's Abigail?
I am going to, as I walk by Destiny, lean in and whisper, "Thank you for the tag team."
She will smile, hand off the gin and tonic, and then go over to the other men who had been looking at her.
Okay. And Jackie will head back down.
You're
To the
heading
dance
down
floor.
to the dance floor. Jonathan, where are you right now? You're muted. That's
I'd be
where he
down
is.
on the. No, I had my mic turned. Yeah. I would be down on the bottom dance floor by the bar.
Okay. And Abigail, are you still in that booth on the ground floor where Jackie and you were sitting?
I think Abigail has probably started to wander a little bit. She's probably going around, and if she sees anybody that she's helped place here or was placed here that she knows,
There's a
she's
couple of
probably just saying hi and seeing how they're doing and how they like it and such. So
Okay. So, yeah, there's actually a couple of them that you've placed it. A couple of people you've helped rescue. Number of them here. But I was asking specifically for a reason, because the coin grows warm again. And for those, Lamar, you can't see the entrance, but Jackie definitely can, and so can Jonathan. Someone has entered your club. Nero has stepped in.
Jackie's going to walk right up to him. Nero,
Jacqueline.
it's such a pleasure to see you.
Yes?
What brings you out to our establishment this evening?
Curiosity?
Shall I give you a tour?
Well, I guess we can do that. I'm listening first.
Is it quieter here?
The anger is not as loud here. The violence is less.
It is.
It's very odd. It's almost unsettling.
Well, just know that this is a place that we try to enjoy ourselves and maybe have a moment of peace.
It's not real peace. The violence is still there. I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not as loud. It's muffled. Odd.
Do you mind if I take your arm while I escort you?
That would be proper.
And I do.
Okay.
And I escort him up to the VIP.
And
I would be shortly behind them.
and Jonathan trailing behind. Now, Abigail, you're making rounds, but you do recognize Jackie with Nero on her arm, because though Nero is awful dispassionate, he is very much a beautiful man, and he causes a stir wherever he walks. And Lamar, because of your position, you can actually see them come up the VIP section before Kathy does, because her back is to the VIP section. Destiny, you of course see him as well.
So, Nero, this is our VIP section. Of course, anytime you do decide to visit, you are welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You see, we have some artwork here. I believe you might recognize them.
I see Kathy.
Oh, that is not one of our art installations. Sorry, humor. Probably not something you enjoy much.
No. I get the joke. I don't. Doesn't make sense, but
If you'd like to go speak with her, I'm sure she would love to see you.
she appears distracted. So I will speak with her shortly. Now, Lamar, you see this, and Destiny, you see it. Jonathan, you're almost right behind him and catch the tail end. What is Destiny and Lamar doing?
Lamar sees Nero, and just like, if the look had to be described, it would be the Mike Wazowski face. Like, seriously, mention the devil. You know, he shows up with when he shows up, and he looks at Nero, then looks at Kathy, and looks at Nero. So he's not gonna stop in magically and just be here looking for you or something. You're okay to leave the house like that?
Come and go as I please.
Okay, well, I guess he decided he wanted to come hang out too.
And she actually turns. And as she turns, she actually steps and slides her arm around your waist. And I guess he did come.
And Lamar goes to look, he goes to actually talk to this guy right next to him. and kind of slides out of that little hip grasping embrace because now he's a little.
Destiny, Jonathan, and Jackie, you all saw her move.
Uh-huh.
And you saw his move, and you know Nero saw it.
Uh-huh.
Odd.
Yes, you have yourself a little troublemaker on your hands.
No.
Get you a refreshment.
Can I have the DJ?
No, you cannot have my DJ.
Well, then I am fine. I think I should talk to him. I think. Yes. Yes,
Well,
I will.
Allow me to introduce you.
Please. Now, does the coterie, does Destiny and Jonathan follow? And is Abigail followed to get an eyeball about what's going on?
I'm following.
I was going to say, against her best judgment, Abigail is probably going to kind of sneak up the VIP stair amp thing.
Okay. So Abigail starts slipping up the stairs, and Kathy actually, as you turned to try to slip away, she stepped closer to you. How far are you going to try to dodge her as she's trying to stick close to you?
Is Nero walking towards me?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
With Jackie.
I walk towards him.
Okay.
Destiny's going to go and
What about your
slip an
gaggle?
arm around Kathy's waist.
Okay, what about your gaggle of men? Because they're
They
also...
can follow.
Okay. And Lamar, Nero comes up to you.
Evening. I heard you've been looking for me.
I'm curious. Do you hear the violence?
Me and Violence are best friends. We hang out on Tuesdays, drinks on Thursdays, t-shirt and selfie days on Fridays.
A joke.
That was longhand for yes.
A joke. Interesting. Kathy. And she gets a grin. Hey, Nero. You and Kathy enjoying yourselves?
I don't know. Ask me in 5 minutes. I mean, you came out. Glad to see you. You made it. Gotta ask. You just in the neighborhood or what?
No. As I said, I was curious to see where she went. She does not normally dress that way. Was she here to see you?
Well,
Yes.
considering she was throwing herself all over him, I would assume so.
And he looks at you. I remember those days. Do you like her, Lamar?
I'm getting to know Kathy. I'd like to be friends, but kind of want my friends to shoot straight with me.
Odd. We should talk privately one night. Perhaps we can come to some agreements. And when he says that, Kathy, actually, you hear her hiss.
Oh, Jackie's grin looks like the fucking Cheshire cat.
When you say agreements, I need you to spell that out for me, please.
Here?
Destiny, excuse your fans.
Boys, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Can you find me some hot dogs?
And they get this kind of a leer on their face, and they're like nudging each other, and then downstairs. Do they even have hot dogs here? Shit. And then all of them start scrambling to go look for hot dogs. Nero looks.
Here's good.
I assume. You wish to taste her blood.
Whoa. I don't know where you got that, but that wasn't really where we were headed with this.
Did she want to taste yours?
You know, he will look at Kathy right now.
So is Jackie, because she is trying to read her fucking expression.
And Kathy's actually got a kind of puzzled expression on her face. I mean, you do look tasty, Lamar. And Nero looks and goes, he might be.
Okay. I don't know what this is. And he points between the two of them. I don't know what this is. But no, I can't. No, I'm not going to do this. Not this with you. And I'm not going to be what you use to make him feel good about himself or
I don't
figure out his,
I think you misunderstand. I feel the violence. I feel the anger.
Oh, good. Because I'm not really hiding any of that. So you two should probably have yourselves a sit down somewhere not here and figure out what's going on between you two. I am not a relationship counselor. I don't do this. And I'm going to need my evening to go back to normal now.
We will talk at another time. And he actually looks at Kathy. We've been told to leave, dear. We must follow the traditions. And Kathy gets this disappointed look in a lot of ways. And I guess you're right. We've overstayed. And as she starts to walk with Nero, she actually leans in and says, whispers to Lamar, he doesn't own me. I'll see you again.
I'm not sure he knows that.
I'll explain it to him. I'll be by to see you another time. Another place.
Call first.
Give me your number.
Oh, yeah. He'll hand her his card.
And once again, as she takes your card, her hand lingers on yours for a few minutes. Don't worry, I can always encourage you to come see me another time.
I wouldn't encourage me that way.
You might like it.
Have a good night, Kathy.
Good night, Lamarque. And the two of them walk out, leaving. Abigail, you caught the whole back end of that. You didn't hear every word, but you didn't have to hear the words to know what was happening right there. Leaving Abigail around with the other four, standing in this cluster while these Destiny's boy toys for the evening are running around, still looking for it, because there are no hot dogs served in this place. This is a classy place. So they're looking for hot dogs somewhere. They probably have left the club to go down the street. Leaving everyone and Abigail, I'm sure you got your curiosity. Do you approach the other four after that?
Abigail's going to sink into a booth and just kind of like with the rest of her drink.
Well, Toreador, am I right?
I tried to tell you.
Thank you for the heads up.
You're welcome.
We've had our fun and dinner theater for the evening. I think I'm going to go. Yeah. And he just turns around and walks out.
Okay.
Where are you going? You're muted. Can't hear you. I don't know where he's going.
He doesn't have any of his weapons here. So he's going to head to the steakhouse so he can find a gun and clean it. Then load it.
Do you take the Main Street entrance, or do you take the labyrinth path to the garage across the street from your steakhouse?
The labyrinth path.
I do holler at him. Make sure you get your suit.
Thank you. And he will find Etienne.
He's in the garage, which is attached to the building. It's not
It's
detached.
the one attached to the building.
Yep. It's for you all. And Etienne has you a nice suit. It's an actual garment bag.
Thank you, Etienne, and thank you for being a man of culture. I appreciate it.
It should fit you perfectly. I have an eye for that.
I appreciate it. And then Lamar is going to
slip out? Yeah. Okay. We have Jackie, Destiny, Jonathan, and Abigail still in a club. What are those four doing? Do you have a talk after this little... And Abigail, you see Abigail pounding drinks watching.
There goes all the entertainment.
Oh, she is going to be so much trouble.
Going to be or already is?
Oh, no, she's going to be. She is going to be. It's going to be fun, Destiny. It is going to be fun.
I'm going to use her as a character study for some things, I think.
Oh, absolutely. But don't be trollop like she is.
Oh, why would I?
So. Because that is such a stereotype. We'll talk. I'll give you some tips, and because I know quite a bit. And do study her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will go to Abigail's booth, and if I happen to catch any eyes of anyone pretty, I may bring them over.
Well, there's a number of them, though. A bunch of them are gone at the moment because.
Yeah, well, those.
But there's more coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to break shortly, but one other individual, very nondescript, very plain in all ways, but he's wearing a top hat. You see him suddenly in the VIP section, but your coin has not gone warm. And everyone clearly sees him walk over to Destiny. You know you heard him, right?
Why are you here?
Just come to tell you heard him. That's all. And to show I found a way past your... Well, I can't say past. Show a way I can slip in. Unfortunately, it won't work on my friends. But I found a way past that part. But you can tell your friends they're in luck. Let's just say it's a one-of-a-kind method. And he holds up a hand, and there's actually a ring on his finger that has just looks like an amethyst in it.
Where'd you get that?
It cost me dearly. Let's just put it that way.
If it cost you dearly, what is so important about a stupid club?
Because I couldn't. You understand. This is the challenge. This is the fun of it. Won't work for my friends. I'll find a way around that one. But I will not do this a second time. I just wanted to make sure it worked. Obviously it did. I follow the rules. I will announce myself from now on. But you
Isn't
heard
that
him.
what you're doing right now? Announcing yourself?
Yes, but my means of entry is what I would consider uncouth. Not fitting of someone as dapper as myself.
Next time you play chess, you can tell Martin that he hurt me.
Okay.
He knows he did.
don't know the details, but I'll let him know. And tell your friend Jackie. I liked her information she traded. Worked well. That's all.
Jacqueline to you.
Oh, see, that hurts my feelings. I thought her and I were friends. Yeah. Good evening. I'm going to see myself out so that I don't get in more trouble. And he heads out. He just turns and walks away from you.
As he walks out, Jackie literally looks him straight in the face, tips her glass to him.
Now, Abigail, you don't know who the hell this is. You probably wouldn't remember what he looked like 5 minutes from now. Extremely average. Except for the top hat.
Mm-hmm.
But Destiny, I assume you watch him as he heads straight out of the club. And this is where I think we're going to go to break now. We've got finish up the club scene afterwards, and there's another date for Lamar this weekend. Lamar is a
his
wanted
calendar
man.
is freaking full.
Apparently, Lamar is the man. So we will see you in 10 minutes. Enjoy, everyone.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within, to burrow within. Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Is your blood Bathory? I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals, keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story. I called Bathory. Blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, deeply beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, deeply youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory.
Welcome back. Before the break, Lamar introduced Sierra to a number of the members of the coterie. Destiny caught a little bit of a conversation in there that Sierra didn't expect probably to get picked up, but she don't know. Lamar had his Kathy date, and Destiny and Jackie performed some just masterstroke cock blocking. I mean, it was some masterstroke stuff. And this is about the time Roscoe's coming in to the club. Now, of course, Roscoe saw Kathy with a rose in her bosom, right in her cleavage, and Nero leaving the club as you're coming in.
Okay.
And, of course, the coterie sees Roscoe come in, and I'm going to turn this over. Abigail is up on the VIP section as well.
Jackie's sitting in a booth with her.
Sitting in a booth with her.
Do I see Lamar?
He's up on the VIP. No, actually, Lamar has left. Lamar is not in the club now.
Damn. Okay.
So I will turn this over to the players. You did just pass as you were coming in too. Right as you were coming through and heading up to VIP, a guy in a top hat went past you, but he was completely average looking, just completely
very
average.
Extremely average. Okay.
And this is where we pick up.
All right. So I look for the coterie and just going up to him.
Well, Jackie and Abigail upstairs. Destiny, you're still up on the VIP waiting for your
hot dogs.
Your hot dogs. Mm-hmm. Jonathan's up on the bar at the VIP still. I think still wiping the sweat and blood he was doing when the Nero Lamar confrontation was happening. And so you find pretty much everybody but Lamar and Eleanor up on the VIP section.
Okay. Oh, good evening, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Anything good happened tonight so far? I mean, I thought tonight, I kind of lean in. It's like, I thought tonight was like Lamar and Kathy's kind of meeting here, but I saw Nero leaving. Was there a scene or was there a problem?
She thinks Nero doesn't own her. Nero thinks differently.
Oh, I see. He strikes me as the kind of guy who's hard to argue with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how'd that turn out? I mean, things
it was
don't
fine. It was fine. They, I did have to ask them to leave because Kathy was getting a bit indignant and being rude to customers, so I had to ask her to leave.
Okay, yeah, that's not right. But yeah, I mean, definitely things don't generally go well for anything that gets in Lamar's way, particularly his future. So.
Yeah, but she kind of showed her ass tonight, and honestly, I'm not sure he's all that impressed with her anymore.
Oh, all right then. That's cool.
Kind of literally.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess you'll have to take second choice with Portia with a P.
Doesn't she still have your book?
Yeah, she does. I think I'm going to give up on asking about that because...
Stop trying to instigate shit, Roscoe.
Yeah.
So, are there any other major discussions for this at the club here after Roscoe's come? Or, because there's no other kindred, I mean, you don't get any other appearances other than Nitro once again has spent time. She acknowledges you, but she generally comes into the club, doesn't speak to any of you, acknowledges your existence, and then spends time circulating as if she's setting a pattern to be seen at the club, but not seen speaking with you.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sierra still in the club?
No, Sierra left probably about 5 minutes after Nero and Kathy left. So if
Jackie.
Yes, darling.
Cedric wanted me to let you know that it was a unique situation and like a one-off. He showed me a ring.
Oh, that's fine. I figured that he enjoys his puzzles and he would find some way around it.
He promised that he would not use it again.
That's
And
very
actually-
kind of him.
So at least there's that.
That is very kind of him. Hmm.
And so the rest of the night goes without any major incidents. Now, who all is Lamar planning to take to this boxing match? Is he rolling in 6 deep?
He will extend the invitation to anyone who wants to go. However, Jackie is pretty much the only one he confirmed with. So it'll be him and Jackie for certain. And then he will have let the others know that he's going to meet with someone. And if they want to come in, see a boxing match, they are free to do so.
Kind of boxing match.
Kind where two guys punch each other senseless.
Actually,
Okay,
it's
so-
MMA. It's an MMA match. So it's got boxing, kicking, and 2
Kickboxing.
men in their underwear wrestling on a mat.
Hey, sounds like a good time. I'll go with you if there's room.
All right, sounds good.
So who else is planning to go with him? Jonathan will go. Abigail, are you going with him?
That is up to my sire's discretion.
I'll come back to Jackie. Destiny, are you going with him?
This would be what, 2 more days?
This would be, yes, Sunday, 2 days after that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we'll go back to Jackie.
Abigail, I don't think so.
It's understandable. I had some things, potential entertainment for that night anyway, so.
Good. Of course, do let me know if there's any assistance you need.
Of course, Jackie. It was, probably excuse myself at this point, but it was a pleasure seeing all of you and meeting you, Destiny. So.
Nice to see you too, Abigail.
And as Jackie has made actually a shrewd decision to not tip Killian off as to all the connections of the coterie, we're going to thank our guest, Ivy Raven. Thank you for playing with us tonight. Pass some info. You got some info of your own now to pass, if you choose, to other individuals in the city, some of which might find it more amusing than others, one of which I know would find it greatly amusing. And thank you for playing with us. And we'll have you back soon. You can rest assured.
Absolutely.
So, welcome back, everybody. So now, the rest of that night went pretty uneventful for a club. I think enough happened. We're flashing ahead to Sunday now. Fight night. MMA fight. And in this case, Lamar is rolling deep Still haven't seen Eleanor, unfortunately. But
Jackie
Jackie's-
has checked in on her.
Jackie's used to these kind of periods where Eleanor withdraws for a few days. And you arrive. Well, it's an arena where a real fight's going on. Of course, Lamar, you were given a VIP badge to get in. It doesn't specify how many people. And when you show the badge, the guy in the VIP entrance doesn't even bat an eye as to having 4 others with you. I was told, Mr. Cade, to send you ringside.
Thank you very much. He'll adjust the lapels of his gray suit, kind of straighten his crimson tie.
Etienne had a very good eye for the suit because it fit perfectly.
And Jackie also had a little gift that she gave to Lamar on the ride over. They were platinum and black diamond cufflinks.
Warms this old stop ticker right here. I love it.
Enjoy them.
Thank you very much. Oh, and before he gets out of the vehicle, he will rouse to make himself look,
Okay, go ahead.
since they're going to be around people.
Let's see. And you succeeded your rouse check. Let's see everyone else wanting to rouse. Well, Jackie got hungrier. We'll deal with that one. Destiny got hungrier. Let's see who else. Jackie, your beast. Whispers. It's a friend of yours that you haven't seen well over 100 years. We were friends. You saw what happened to me, and you still pursue that same line. You still go down that same path.
And Jackie just thinks to herself, really, Beast, you must step up your game. You keep pulling voices of people long dead.
Would you rather I use your sires?
You can do whatever you wish.
Oh, don't worry. You'll slip. You always do.
Mm-mm.
Let's see who else has failed. Well, Destiny. You know whose voice is in your head now, don't you? It's Delilah's. I offered you the world, and that monster took you from me. And then another monster again took you from me. So disappointing. We could have had something. And then the voice again goes silent.
Destiny's going to get out of the car with a slightly more forlorn look on her face than she had before.
Jackie will take Destiny's arm and just smile at her
And I see
as we
Jonathan.
walk in.
Jonathan succeeded on his, and now that Roscoe's connected, he's got to do his, and then we shall handle the fight night. Would you like me to do it, Roscoe? Because you're still
Sure.
getting in connected?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see if I can taunt him, because I enjoy taunting people. The curse is struck.
Of course. Damn it, Jake.
Voice speaks to you as well. It's one that, wow, you knew shortly after the war. You fell so far. You could have had real power. You could have seen the world as it truly is. And now all you have left is a mockery of what you could have been. Not even fit to be an apprentice anymore. You should just end it.
No, I don't think I will.
Then the voice goes silent on you. Now, as you step into this arena, it's packed, and you can feel the energy coming off the kind in here as they watch. It's a pre-match. 2 unknowns are in there at the moment. And as you approach the ringside, Killian looks at Lamar and then sees you have company with you. And he looks to 2 very large men that are standing nearby. And the 2 men start clearing out people sitting in this row to make room. And he stands up. Mr. Cade.
Mr. Roche, good evening.
I see you brought your friends. Of course, they are welcome.
Indeed, I have. Mr. Rond, Miss Jones, Mr. Akers, Mr. Berkeley.
Well, please have a seat. The fight is about to start. I am, of course, managing. You'll see him. Tornado will come out, blue trunks.
Yeah, I think I remember him.
Yeah. So please have a seat, everyone. As you can see, I've made sure there's ample seating.
Yes, thank you.
He'll go ahead and sit down on one side of Killian.
Who sits on the other side?
Jackie will.
The rest of you fill up the seat. And he leans over. A little bit of a flex. I don't blame you. Smart move.
My friends and I, we like to hang out. What can I say?
Well, I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk here shortly. As you know, the fight's not in question tonight.
Well,
and he actually
we'll see
leans
what
over
goes.
towards Jackie. Welcome from the Sword and Scepter.
Thank you for the welcome, Mr. LaRoche.
Please, let's enjoy the fight. Any of you down here, and he looks to the rest of the crowd, you watch any MMA?
I do.
I have seen a few fights.
I've watched a few fights, but I don't follow closely.
Well, my guy's favored to win. So, it's funny how these things work. And the guy in the ring gets pinned. And then the main event begins. And as the main event begins, of course, all the hoopla and fanfare starts with, the music comes in as they're coming down and cheering and everybody's, clapping and carrying on. And Killian just has an impassive look on his face as it happens. And his 2 meat shields just stand there with their backs to the ring watching the crowd. And as the match starts, the blue trunks, it's not close. He knows what he's doing. Even to ones who are not that familiar with it, he's definitely got the edge. And Killian actually leans over to Jackie. Do you want to see it end? What round should it end?
Next one.
Next? Okay, we can do that. Watch this. And he looks at the ring. Tony, next! That's all he says.
Mm-hmm. Jackie leans over to Mr. Roche. Now let's see if you impress me.
Now, the rest of you heard him yell, Tony next, and you know his guy's named Tony. The oddest thing happens. The very next round, this guy puts up a fight. But a minute in, ends up in a lock and submits with his arm twisted at an angle that his arm shouldn't have been in. And you hear parts of the crowd, some of them were booing. They didn't like how fast the match went. I think I have a fighter to represent
Indeed.
Would you all like to join me in the back? Have some refreshments, maybe? I don't know, you want some pictures taken with some of the fighters? We can do that too.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
But I have private business I need to talk with Lamar.
I'll be joining.
Oh, now that's interesting. Very well. I have private business to talk to Lamar and Jackie. But...
Mr. Rond.
No, I'm going to call you Jackie. I know who you are, by the way.
You're my friend, then.
Well, of course we are. We're one big happy family.
Interesting.
Well, I'm hoping we'll keep it friendly, unless you think we should...
No, we will discuss and see if we can.
See, I like that. I like that attitude. Please, step in the back. He leads you all to the back. Now, where does everyone... Do you want to get pictures with the fighters? Do you just kind of watch? We'll say that Destiny, Jonathan, and Roscoe, you recognize when you get in the back, his fighter, his armor's in a position that it should have been dislocated, but it's not. He seems to have bounced back. Or not.
What color hair does the fighter have?
He's black-haired.
Okay.
Obviously of Italian descent. Seems Mr. Roche has a preferred fighter type. So if you two would be kind to step in my office. For the rest of you, feel free. You have my being hospitable. Anything you want, you can ask Gino over here. Gino will get it for you. And he points to one of the two big men. Get you whatever you need. If you have any questions, I'm sure you can talk to him. He'll tell you anything you want to know about the fight. We should not be long. I don't expect our business to take long to conclude. Now, will it?
Shouldn't take long at all.
That's the hope. But it was a pleasure meeting all of you, and I'm sure we'll have time to speak afterwards. And he starts walking down the hall. He does not get either of his guys, but walks down the hall.
Jackie will follow.
And
Lamar will follow behind Jackie.
As you follow it, Gino comes over. It's definitely a feel to this individual. He's out of a set from the 40s or 50s. Pinstripe suit. Can I get y'all anything?
No, I'm good for now. Thank you.
Popcorn.
Popcorn? He snaps his fingers. Popcorn for the lady now. One of the guys takes off running up into the arena. Odd request for one of us, but satisfy the lady. Yes.
Did Jackie recognize that gentleman?
It's an interesting question. Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you recognized him from, don't you?
I sure do.
You didn't think he was in the area. Last you saw him, he was in D.C.
Now, does Roscoe remember him from D.C.?
Funny. Yes, you do. His last name would be Manatelli. And he was quite vocal about his lineage when he was in D.C. Gino Manatelli, descendant of Alfonso Capone.
Alphonse.
And also, at the time, Marcus Vitel's sheriff.
Sheriff.
Is there anything else you would like? Trying to think of where I can get you one of those at this hour.
I don't actually need one. I'm just trying to see what you'd actually get.
Oh, I was told to get you what you request. If you wish a puppy, I could bring you one in a few days.
I like cats better.
Yeah. They're less work.
They are.
But they don't like me anymore. I'm sure you understand.
I understand.
So, what's your connection to Mr. Cade? We didn't expect him to be bringing friends.
I was bored.
Well, rather interesting to be bored to come here. You don't strike me as the type that really likes coming to fights.
What? What do you mean? Fights are just another art form, aren't they?
Well, they are. But let's just say most of those of your heritage tend to look down on us. But can't help that. And he continues making pleasant talk, but you get the feeling he's trying to weasel information about you. We're going to flash to Lamar and Jackie. And once again, you're brought to a different office this time, Lamar, but you notice there's the same style in it. It's very austere. It's not cheap. It's very expensive stuff, but it's a very austere and basic. No papers on the desk, everything. You're sure has an exact place that it should be in this office. I didn't expect two, but excuse me a second. And he walks over and he pulls a chair over for Jackie and holds it for her.
She will nod to him and sit.
And he goes around and he waits for Lamar to sit before he sits.
Lamar will go ahead and take a seat after Jackie does.
I assume you've brought your friends as a show of what you bring to the table, I will assume. And I Clan Ventru to be your negotiator.
Of course.
Didn't think your kinds worked very often.
Yes, well, we were forced together. And we have found that we can work together very well when we put differences aside.
Strange bedfellows, I see.
Hmm.
So how much did you tell her, Mr. Cade? Does she know the offer made?
I do.
She's going to do your speaking. Very interesting. Then I will address to her.
Oh, no. You can still talk to me, but I like to let the lady speak for herself. So I want to hear. So go ahead. I want to have you
Well,
throw
the
your
deal
pitch
is
out there again.
60%.
And
And in return, you can have your south side. Well, the parts you wish to run, the criminal elements. We'll take our 40. Once in a while, you will assist us. Of course, in return, you'll be part of one big happy family. An organization that's known for making sure favors are returned, but punishing those who do not.
so is it considered favors that he does for you?
Well, we always ask nicely.
Oh, so proper prestation is acknowledged.
Well, let's just say in our circles, when you're asked by someone above you to do something, we always phrase it as a request. And you do have the option to reject the request. But there's always a penalty for saying no.
So it is not proper prestation.
Well, of course not. Let's just say I don't have time to play all the games that some of you like to play.
Indeed, and since you are expecting him to be your man at your beck and call, to do what you wish, I believe 60% is too high. You see, Mr. Cade has multiple obligations. And if he is to make time for your organization to become this part of this big happy family, he will need more compensation to be able to properly delegate tasks.
So,
I mean, I'm just too damn ready to be an errand boy. Let's put that out there.
I wouldn't call you an errand boy.
You wouldn't.
You would be a lieutenant. Like all of our lieutenants. There's a certain amount of freedom that goes with it. But there are times when we need you to make examples or to handle certain things that trusted envoys take care of.
Let me counter your offer. 50% split. With this new happy family, we can develop wonderful partnerships.
Oh, come 50-50, that's
Oh, darling.
cheaper to take it from him.
Darling. I promise you there will be opportunities in the future for expansion into areas your organization do not have hold.
Okay, manipulation, persuasion. It's time to get to the haggling.
I'm going to rouse for that.
Feel free.
And I succeeded. Can I use seduction on it because I'm seducing him about his business?
No. It's not how that counts. Good try. I have to hand that to you. But no. Oh, wow. 7 successes. That's pretty fucking impressive. 50.
I mean, I could have asked for you to take 40, but I'm being kind.
52. For us.
No.
48 him.
No. It must be a partnership. One happy family.
Okay. 50%. Shall we shake on it?
Indeed. And she shakes.
And he reaches over for Lamar.
He'll shake.
Puts his hand back. That's gross, by the way, not net. But we can do that. Very good. I will have an associate get in contact with you to give you the details of what assets we are transferring to your operation. I will be your main point of contact for our organization. You report to me. Who you have report to you is up to you.
So I'll report to you except for whoever you decide to send to talk to me when...
Well, that's just someone to facilitate a turnover. They are not one you report to. They are technically reporting to you.
And when you ask for your favors, like I said, I think it'll work.
That will come from me.
All right. Good. I'd like to deal with the man in charge and not someone who's interpreting orders the way that they think they should.
Oh, no. We don't believe in sending the middlemen. How this works is you report to me and I report to our boss. I've done my research. Fast around. You understand, you've been affiliated with our types in the past.
I know a little something about it, yeah.
And I'm sure Jackie, since we're so friends now.
Oh, of course. Killian.
Understands how this works as well. It's a business.
Of course it is.
Well.
And I think you have made a wise investment.
Oh, we think so too. We could have removed him. But we looked at the money involved and Let's
And the
just
money
say,
dries up real fast if I were to get motivated to make things difficult for people. So
Well-
this was really the best way for it to turn out for everyone.
Hell, you weren't a concern on that one. But, like anything business related, you have to look at the cost. Is it cheaper to eliminate a rival, or is it cheaper to buy them out? In this case, I think we've come to a good deal.
Had a good feeling about you, Killian, when we first met. You're a businessman. I'm a businessman. This is a businesswoman. We all, it's triangle of life or whatever they want to call that.
And he cracks a smile with his raggedy, toe-up grill.
Hmm.
I'm sure. Well, if you excuse me, I have my fighter lost tonight. I
So
have to
sad.
Yes, I have to make sure that the press releases are ready to go out. And
Is his career over? I mean, or does he get another fight in the near future?
I'm sure there'll be a comeback at some point. But we've got to build back up to that. Go back through the rounds again and then start over and build up the hype. It's about making the money.
Killian, do give me your card. I may have need of your organization's services in the future.
I'm sure. He pulls out just a card, just says Killian Roche. Doesn't have anything on it this time. It just flips it over to you.
No number.
Has a number,
Okay.
but it doesn't say what he does. It doesn't have an address.
Perfect.
Call
Perfect.
that
Certainly.
and you'll find me. Now, I'm afraid we have to go back out there and at least check on your friends. Gino is, he's enthusiastic and he follows orders, but sometimes he is a little too literal for me.
Old dogs can't change their tricks, can they?
I'd heard you were in D.C. for a while,
Oh, I've been many places, Mr. Roche.
so you may know him. Interesting. Well, of course, please. And I'm assuming this, well, actually, I can't assume that. Does the coterie not reveal secrets, Roscoe?
No, they do not.
So it's only a few minutes before you see Jackie and Lamar and Killian come back out. And as they come out, you see Killian just give a slight nod to Gino, who then steps away from the group. It was obvious it was more than trying to get information from you. He was
Keeping you engaged.
and keeping you under watch. And Destiny, you do have your popcorn. And Killian kind of looks oddly at the popcorn. It's not right. But, well, I'm sorry I have to run. I would love to be a gracious host, but I have to put out some press stuff now because my fighter lost.
Money never sleeps. Have a good one.
That is true. I hope you took my advice and at least bet on the fight. But if not, we'll talk. There'll be more opportunities.
Definitely.
Good evening.
Evening. Thank you for your hospitality.
And he kind of turns and walks. And the moment he turns away, Gino and the two really big guys start following him. Leaving you all here in this arena with, there's coming and going and people coming with, towels and everything else, but you're just left in this, back in behind in the locker areas.
We can leave now if y'all are ready.
Let's blow this taco stand.
So you head out and Etienne is waiting.
When we get in the car and we've closed the doors, we know they're not listening. I know that guy, Gino. I remember
So do
him.
I.
From DC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friend of yours?
Not exactly a friend, but someone I was aware of.
He was the sheriff from
Mhm.
Marcus Vitale.
Right. Not the kind you'd actually be friends with.
When they mention that, Lamar, you know him by reputation. You never met him when you were in DC. But you do know he was a definite 100% Vitale loyalist.
Now he's here.
And I will say Jackie and Roscoe and Lamar all know Gino is Ventrue.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about Vitel not being Ventrue, did that ever get out, or was that just a select?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that got out.
In the canon of Windy City After Dark, Vitel died, killed by the Justicars, of course.
For faking to be Ventrue.
For faking to be Ventrue. Killed half of them, wounded most of them. Came back. Was in D.C. shortly. But more recently was removed from D.C. He stepped down, and rumor has it he's moved to Baltimore. Now, Lamar, you know for the truth he is in Baltimore now and set himself up in taking over the Anarch territory there, because the current D.C. prince is Karina Dobson.
Of Clan Ventrue.
Of Clan Ventrue, yes.
A lot of DC people seem to end up here.
I wasn't a DC person. I was just there for a little while. Place is filled with sharks.
So yeah, I've heard a little rumor about that, and it was like you said, filled with sharks.
I much preferred New Orleans.
And that place sounds nice. Never got to go. Sounds nice.
So what is the plan? Do you head back to the steakhouse? Or do you go about your business for the night? And what business do you all have anything in particular to attend?
I guess head back to the steakhouse.
I suppose so. Jackie's had no word from Damien yet.
Well, that's what I'm wondering about, what's going on.
If she has or not, I don't know, storyteller.
But it's funny because that's who's waiting at the steakhouse. He's not waiting in it. He's waiting out front. Obviously leaning against the entrance to it. And you see him as the ATM pulls the vehicle into the garage. You see Damien waiting at the steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I need to speak with him.
Oh, okay. Is this a everybody meeting or just a you?
Just a meet me meeting.
All right. I'll be down in the speakeasy, so figure out what to do about, our friend with the crown, a few other things.
And as you come out of the garage and come towards it, Damien walks up.
Damien.
I was asked to come visit.
Absolutely. Would you like to go inside or would you like to go somewhere else?
Do we have somewhere private or do we need somewhere private?
I have somewhere we can speak privately inside, yes.
Let's do that then.
And I will take him down to the speakeasy to the conference room.
Okay, so Jackie and Damien go into the conference room. Now, Lamar, Destiny, Jonathan, and Roscoe. I will leave you for a minute here before we cut to Jackie and Damien.
Oh, that was an eventful evening. Hey, thanks all of you for showing up. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Glad to go with you. I was a little short.
Yeah.
You think a really skilled guy like that who'd been in lots of fights before would last a little longer, but I guess that's just the way it rolls sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But when you make money coming and going, you can make the fights go any way you want.
That is true.
Very much true. And Destiny, are you still off kilter from the sire speak or the beast speak?
A little bit, yeah.
It's obvious to the rest of the coterie that she is rather quiet.
How's the popcorn? Was it any good?
No, I only got it to have something for my hands to do, and just in case there was any falling out. Throwing popcorn in someone's face is one of the most hilarious insults you can do.
All right.
So I'm going to flash now to Jackie and Damien. As soon as you close the door, he turns. I'm busy, man. What do you got?
I understand. I'm a busy woman. There is a threat in this city to Prince Jackson's rule.
To his rule? Someone declare praxis?
No, someone believes they've never given it up.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that.
I would be happy to, and I will go into details about it.
And what details do you
I do
give
not
him?
tell him it's Loden. I say there is a mad man, likely elder, in a state of grievous wounds that appear by both fire and possibly lupine claw. One of his eyes is missing. He has gathered at least 60 individuals. I presume at least some of those are kindred. I am under the impression that Charles Crook Dawson is one of his agents.
That little shit?
Yes, that little shit.
He's been a problem.
Yes.
I knew he'd end up a big problem.
But this gentleman who thinks he is a king is mad as a hatter, Damien. And he has a following.
Okay, where's he at?
I give him the address.
I'll look into it. I'll go check it out.
And no, the 60 was only what was there.
And how are you involved in all this?
He has some homeless ghouls, possibly some kindred that poses homeless.
So Wineka.
No, not Waneka.
Okay.
This is another one. They were making some trouble in our domain. As you noticed, if you did, my security has been increased in this domain.
I noticed.
Mm-hmm. That got enough ire from the gentleman to request an audience with the king. And of course I went because I wanted to get as much intelligence as I possibly could.
Fucking audience, huh?
Yeah, a fucking audience. Full court bows and everything, with a fucking herald.
Well, yeah, that's not going to be acceptable. I'm going to go look into it and I'll let Kevin know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Alexa know.
Good.
If you get anything else, let me know.
He requested intelligence on Court and Primogen.
See, don't be doing that. We can't have that.
I'm not. I am loyal to Jackson.
You sure your boy's not part of it?
No.
Once Sabat, always Sabat, right?
I believe he is true in his desire for survival, and he knows that that is with the tower.
Okay. I'll listen to you for now. You've given me the info. I'll go check it out.
Thank you, Damien.
And as Damien comes out of the conference room, he is obviously, as he comes out, he's not in the laid-back state he went in it. He's rather pissed off. He storms right back out the back exit, leaving you five standing here wondering, or four of you wondering what the hell she just said to him, because he is not a happy Bruja.
Jackie comes out and she takes her hat off, sets it on the bar.
I'd say he looked pissed, but Bruja. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. I just informed him of 1IK's operations in Southside.
I had a feeling it was about our little visit the other night.
I said what I said to get us out in one piece. I had no intention of giving him information.
Of course not.
Well, if this wraps itself up the way other things have wrapped themselves up, we'll be sitting pretty here in a few nights.
We shall see. And just in case he does send someone over to us to request information, I'm sure I'll have some benign shit that everybody knows to give to him.
Of course.
So you're not expecting any kind of retribution should, our friend with the Burger King crown, get wind that you gave him up.
As you said, who saw us go there?
Right. Well, that you never know. There are always eyes, but let's hope that's the case.
I mean, I personally was told by Alexa Santos that she was watching us.
I mean, if anybody has a problem with that, we tell them to come on to the camp and we educate them properly.
Against 60, Lamar? I believe you are ambitious.
Pick them off one by one. That's how you eat a shark, one bite at a time.
Mm.
And one of the glasses on the bar suddenly just gets knocked off into the floor.
Really, does this gentleman have a name? Is it Sylvester?
As soon as you say Sylvester, another glass gets knocked on the floor.
What do I see?
With Oblivion sight, Sylvester's standing at the bar, staring back. He's got one ghostly finger on another set of glasses, just watching. Twirling his finger over it.
It's a shame I can't take the cost of those out of his soul.
And then another one gets knocked over.
Seems like we struck a nerve with him.
Flips you the bird, and then he starts to fade from your view.
What's the expression on his face?
Anger. He's mad about something. Something very much has him angry. You can't tell what, but he's mad. And then he fades from view. And as we go to close this episode, on the far side of town, at a mansion, Abraham DeSable sits at a desk. And a woman walks in. A woman named Portia. She closes the door behind her without a word, and then sits in a chair across from him and leans forward on the desk. Abraham, dear, tell me what you know about this Jonathan in the Chantry. This is where this episode ends. Of course, I would like to thank the players for this one and our special guest. And hopefully we'll find out what happened with Eleanor. I think for this episode, had some good club time. We got a little bit of Lamar's clearing. We got some cock blocking, which is always fun. We saw Destiny claim Lamar was his or hers. But I think she was doing it to fuck with a certain Toreador. Now, for the viewers' vote, everybody, there were so many goddamn viewer votes. I'm giving 1 XP to everybody, and then 1 more to Jackie, Lamar, and Destiny.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Because, holy hell, there was 19 votes alone just for Destiny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of damn voting going on. So, again, check out this Discord over here. Viewer vote. Vote on who gets the XP. As you can see, a lot of people engage.
The more who vote, the more likely we are all to get XP.
Yep.
And this is an XP-starved game, so please go vote.
That is very, very correct. And this episode was brought the tension down slightly from the last episode. We can't have all of them that tense because you get numb. But shit's ratcheting back up because now Lamar has joined an organization with Jackie's help. Jackie snitched on One-Eyed K, who's in the south side, to draw attention from Damien, where Lamar is also trying to take over the gangs of the south side. Might be a bit of dominoes coming in there. And Destiny gathered up all kinds of information because she heard where Gino came from, is it no less, and who he used to work for. That might be useful for him. And I think Jonathan, who doesn't know this has just happened, might want to shit a brick. Because in the world of darkness, actions have consequences. And his trip to the Succubus Club brought him on somebody's radar. Well, that's the way it falls sometimes. So again, do your viewer vote, please. Hop on the Discord. Plus, even if you don't want to do the viewer vote, get on the Discord. We cast our shows from the Discord. Our guests come from the Discord. We got a great community, great people. Lamar even throws one-liners once in a while on the Discord. So, you can get those. And, Jackie's the majestic bitch over there. So Mama McStabber's got a crown.
I have a crown and everything. I swear to God, next stream, I'm going to have it right here on my table and I'm going to put that thing on.
Yep. And if you like what we're doing, please give us a follow here on Twitch. Give us a subscribe. If you're on YouTube watching it, subscribe over there. Links are over here for how to get to the YouTubes. If you're a Prime member, you can give us a free subscribe. That works. Bits and donations, go to the players, not to Relin and I. So if you want to show appreciation to the players, go ahead. If not, we do this because we want to tell these stories and it's fun. But I like to give, something to the players from that. Check out our friends. I always want to forget. I got lots of friends, but check them out.
Friends and merch.
And yeah, we have merchandise too. Windy City, we have some good merch. The movie poster and break, the mug. Somebody told us we need a Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would t-shirt made.
We totally need one with like a teepee tent.
Yeah, we have to put Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would, or one of those old style camp signs you always saw out front. So please get into that.
And Terry, you have died from dysentery.
That's a classic too.
That's a classic.
Such a classic. So I will let Relin tell the schedule, of course, because she's got the schedule to tell for it. Yep. So let's do it.
I do. So today is the 21st, and thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode of Windy City After Dark. We, of course, will be back next Sunday on the 28th at 5 p.m. Eastern with episode 6. Upcoming this week on Tuesday, we have Haunted Chronicles Darker Waters, our 7th Sea naval adventure game run by Tamshu. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern, again on Tuesday, the 23rd. On the 24th, we have Wraith Life Derailed, Season 2, Episode 9.
Yep, almost done for the Wraith season.
Almost done for the Wraith season. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern. And y'all, Roscoe down there can attest, this afterlife fucking sucks.
It really does.
Does it? Is it much better to be a kindred?
Yes.
Debatable.
I don't know. I guess,
when you're Ventru? Yes.
I guess if you're a Wraith, you don't get Kathy with a K coming after you, but you also don't get cock blocked by a Toreador and a Ventru, or sorry, a Kaitif and a Ventru.
But no one steals your books. So
yeah, that is true.
Or asks about you in private.
To the Chantry Regent. Yes, that's.
So that's on the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then on the 27th, so we're skipping ahead to Saturday between this episode and next episode in the series, we have Ishvel, our D&D 5e Norse-inspired stream at 3 p.m. Eastern.
And they're coming to the close. They're
yes, they are. They will be wrapping up in April, so you definitely want to tune in and catch it before it ends. The heroes are basically trekking through homelands that they came from to find bits and pieces of this artifact staff that can kill the big bad guy.
And every game eventually has to come to an end, and Ishvel has decided they want to end it their way with this season, and then move on to some games a little less combat heavy than Dungeons and Dragons, and I understand that.
A little less
we've
crunchy.
loved it. I do fully expect Tis to run another lighthearted palate cleanser compared to the dark shit that's on the rest of the week, which is nice.
But it is Call of Cthulhu that's coming up, and y'all want to be here for the cult stuff.
Yep, cult stuff's important. And again, this was a shorter episode after the extra long one last week. You need these less tense, less heavy episodes.
No, but some shit got done.
My voice couldn't handle another Winnetka scene like that, because me talking in that voice that long and raising it is painful. But yeah, shit got done. And the only mistake that Jackie and Lamar made is they did not ask, was he talking gross or net?
Fuck it. It's fucking negligible.
But it makes him feel like he got something out of it.
Of course, it makes him feel like a big man. It's fine.
Yep.
Because when Jackie makes deals with him, it's going to be gross, not net.
Yep. And in the words of Chops, please check in on friends, check in on family, check in on loved ones. Things are bad in the world right now for everybody. It's tough. But even if it wasn't tough, please check in on them. Don't assume everybody's okay, because mental health is a serious matter. You need to make sure that the people you know are okay. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, please do not hesitate to reach out. to friends, reach out to family, reach out to professionals, whatever you have to do to get help, because we can't all carry it alone. And vampire is a good example of that. A single kindred is always at the disadvantage when facing against a coterie. So, from McStabber Studios and this great cast, I thank you all, and good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.